drive disease, but our next speaker is Mr. Gude Julian Yugadita will present us the information about the logistic preparedness for the disaster health management experience from the field. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. I would like to present this is not scientific research actually, and we don't have the conflict of interest because this is like a report from the field. You know, in Indonesia we have so many medium scale disaster. So I bring this from the latest earthquake, from the Cianjur earthquake in 2022. So this is the outline. So I will try to give the background. This is Indonesia, and Cianjur is in the West Java province in Java Island. So if in the morning I present about this Mentawai trench, and then this is only one part, small part of the the big trench of South Java Sea. So what happened is the earthquake with magnitude on 5.6 Richter scale, medium one in Indonesia, yeah, in November 21st, 2022. So with that, actually 1 to 10 kilometers and 114 people affected, and being the IDP, internally displaced person, and 47 primary health centers within the Cianjur, 13 of primary healthcare damage. However, the medical logistics are urgently needed because we don't have this standardized medical logistic yet. We have experience in 2006. In 2006, the Ministry of Health tried to document the response, what is the EMTCC doing, and it ends up with 40 tons of inappropriate logistic donations being disposed because of that. That's why in the other hand, we don't have the standardized logistic, but the impact of the disaster, sometimes we receive too many unwanted medical logistics. Especially in 2022, it's just end of the COVID, and people start to throw away their expired medicine and then mask, any medical logistic, and they are piling up in the health cluster coordination post. But what happened with this EMTCC or the Health Emergency Operation Center? So, as I mentioned earlier, that this is not scientific research, but this is a report because the Gajah Mada University, my university, oftenly asked by the Ministry of Health to come into the disaster area and assist the Health Emergency Operation Center or the EMTCC. So I was part of this process, and we coordinating the national EMT. So this is the number of the EMT arrived during the emergency response. 535 national EMT. Why? Because if we see, if we see the area, Cianjur next to the Jakarta. Jakarta is our, administratively it's not our capital now, because the capital will move to Kalimantan, but still here. So many people come from Jakarta, Bandung, and other cities in Java to respond. So it's end up with the 535. So even we have like 3 EMT from the Red Cross, and we have like mostly come from the NGOs. These NGOs bring so many donations. We can see from the dates, the arrival dates of this EMT. The most EMT, national EMT, will come in the first week of disaster. So the result is during the disaster, the Health Emergency Operation Center mobilize, activate the logistic team, collaborate with the Indonesian Pharmacists Association, which this never happened before. When in Palu earthquake and then Lombok earthquake that presented in Dr. Bella presentation earlier in the plenary session, there's no such thing to incorporate this Pharmacists Association. But in the recent years, we try to involve more and more professional association. So, but again, it depends on the leadership. This leadership board of Health Emergency Operation Center means the head of the district health office and also the head of the logistic division. They exposed to the Indonesian Pharmacists Associations. So the lesson learned were no accumulation of medical logistic donation, as I presented maybe in back in Yogyakarta or in maybe in the West Sumatra earthquake, piling of donation. 40 tons we disposed only from the medical donations. But in this Cianjur earthquake, unfortunately, because we involved the Indonesian Pharmacists Associations, the piling of medical logistic donation has not happened. Yeah. So lesson learned from this actually, after 2022, the Minister of Health developed the national guideline for health crisis, which each chapter is one book. So you compile all these like 8 books all together. So it's very thick if you print it out, and you can access this somehow. Indonesian government translate it into English. So although we don't need it actually, but yeah, this is very useful when we present in outside of the country. So you can scan this or you can download the guidelines. You can learn how you can maybe adapt also how Indonesia set up the guidelines for the health crisis, starting from the organization of the health clusters, how to prepare the reserve health workers, tenaga cadangan kesehatan, and the emergency medical team, what is required, and how is the medical logistic managed, the management cycle, administration, and organization. Because yeah, during the natural disasters, usually after the natural disaster, 1 month or 2 months, there's another secondary disaster, follow-up disaster. It's administrative disaster. So people will ask the accountability, both from the recipient and also from the donor. Without proper administration, it will be a cumbersome process, or even the recipient district will get charged because of corruption, because they don't have proper documentation of the donations. So this chapter provide a guideline how to manage the donation. So this is the lesson learned after the 2022. This is part of the Ministry of Health decree in 2023, and also this is we share also in Wadam Tokyo in early this year. So this is the structure of the Health Emergency Operation Center, and EMTCC is part of the medical service subcluster, and this is also together with the logistic team. So the incoming national emergency medical team will need to report their specification, how many logistic you bring, and how many health workers will provide service. Yeah, so this is the example. So you can see the names of here, the name of the responsible person. So this is connected with the EAI, is the Indonesian Apotheker Association. Okay. So the operational of the Cianjur District Health Office logistics support by adequate pharmaceutical personnel. Usually only 1 or 2 pharmacists, but in this case we have like 15 pharmacists standby for 24 hours in the EMTCC and also the HEOC. So I think that's all. Yeah, this is very important slide, yeah, because it has my face. Unfortunately, the QR code that I presented earlier in some of ASEAN countries is not working. Yeah, we have one ASEAN one that has one, but maybe different VPN. Yeah. So if you need the guidelines in English, you can contact me in the WhatsApp or the email. Yeah, the email is quite long and it's in purpose. Yeah. I think that's conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And also the not working QR code is in purpose as well, so that you can add either his WhatsApp or the email.
It was in Japan previously.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding. I think logistics is always challenging during disaster, right? Any of you had questions? Do we have questions from the audience? Oh, thank you. Please wait for the microphone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Dr. Ching from Vietnam, right? Actually, I'm a surgeon, but also sometimes I join EMT for RCD, nothing. But from Vietnam, you know, the EMT, you have no pharmacy. So I'm very interested in that your presentation because the pharmacy is also one member of EMT, but important because to get the logistics support, especially for medicine as well. But I concerned about, you know, for this start may some problem like, you know, during this start or after like a post this start outbreak, something like that. So not only medicine, but also reacting some kind of vaccination, something. So how about the role of the pharmacy? You can arrange your own pharmacy as well. And you mentioned right now in your country that 15 pharmacies, right? For whole country for national EMT. Or shut up for...
No, and this 15 pharmacies only for the operations in one district.
Okay, not for national. Okay, thank you. So the first question.
Yeah. For the first question, it's actually, yeah. Sorry.
No,
okay. Yeah, may I answer the question? So for the first question is yes, this is standardized health EOC structure. We advocate to all 514 districts in Indonesia to apply this if there's any disaster. So when the first 2 weeks, usually the medical service subcluster will have the works to go to the community, to go to the to rescue, accompany the urban search and rescue in the first 7 or 14 days. But after that, we will activate the PHEOC, the disease control subclusters. And this vaccination is part of the activity of the disease sub-control cluster. Then, after we finish with the donation, medical logistic donation for the medical service subcluster, we move. I mean the logistic subcluster, the logistic team will move to support the PHEOC. Yeah. So for the public health. So that's the role, the switching role of this pharmacist association or the logistic team. Depends on the scale of the disaster, the nature of disasters, because we have the acute, sudden onset disaster, but sometimes also we have the slow onset disaster like flood and also the volcano eruptions, which the eruption is not like instantly erupt. You know, sometimes it's we have 127 volcanoes, so we need to know each volcano's characteristic. Yeah, that's how we manage to switch between the public health intervention with the other subcluster supported by the logistic team. So that's I hope can answer your question. Also, I observed in the previous session you mentioned about you asking about the injury surveillance. This is part also of the disease control subcluster, so they will identify how many person, the proportion of the injury because of the direct impact of the disaster or the indirect impact of the disaster.
And those information you will use to predict the logistic part as well, right?
Yes, that part will be in the, sorry. Here, in the minimum standards, we try to have like, for the earthquake, what kind of drugs bring by the national EMT to the field. So we try to have it in the chapter 4. Okay. Yeah.
I actually had lots of questions here, so maybe
we can ignore
discuss
the
time out. We can ignore the time out. No, we can talk later on after this session, and also you are open for other discussion if the audience want to come and discuss with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, our last speaker for this session, we actually had the first author